Hola! So today I'm going to show you how I use Seesaw with Somos, and I'm going to show you how I establish meaning, which is the first part of a unit with Somos. And I'm going to show you all the different activities that I use in Seesaw to do this with my 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. Let me show you. Hola! I've been wanting to make this video for a while, just kind of give you an update of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, just to see if this helps. If you can see that I'm using Somos Flex Plans. This is from the Comprehensible Classroom. I highly suggest this website blog post that she does about her Flex Plans. It's incredibly informative, especially if you've not used her stuff before, and you can see how she does it. See, she's got traditional, hybrid, virtual, and print only. Right now I'm in a traditional kind of phase, but I could easily go to any of these, and I'm kind of treating it more like a hybrid where I have everything online in case I have a student who automatically has to go out. So I'm kind of here in a hybrid stage, but I could easily go into a virtual. So there are the things available. And it says pre-order, but you can now get most Flex units. It's got when it publishes and all things. This is what I did. I did the Spanish Digital Curriculum bundle, and there it is right there. I got it during the sale, so I got a pretty good price, but I highly recommend this. And I teach I'm using this with my 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders and my 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Yeah, it's that flexible. And I think even the Flex units are even more applicable to younger students. And I'll show you a little bit of what I'm doing. So here's what I'm using. I'm using Somos Flex, and I'm using Seesaw as my platform for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and I'm also using Loom. I started using Loom, and I'm going to show you how I did that. For my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I'm using Google Classroom, and I will put that in a different video. But today I'm going to focus on my 3rd, and my 4th, and my 5th graders who are using Seesaw and Somos. So let's get started. So let's look at a basic outline of what she does. So here's what you get for every Flex unit. You get the days. Now, I don't really pay attention to the days up here because for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, with the time that I have them, and I only have them twice a week for 45 minutes, and they're younger, I can't do a 7-day unit. Mine go a lot longer, but this gives you a basic idea. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to establish meaning over here. So you're given 2 things to establish meaning. First, you're given your dictionary page, and you're given your comprendes, your sentences, your sample sentences. So I do both of these on Seesaw. So let me go over there. This is my sample class right here. I create activities. So what I do is I hit activities over here, and I'll show you what I already created. So for activities, you can see here is mi diccionario. This is the first thing I do. And then I have my comprendes. These are my sample sentences. So basically, here's what I do is I go in, and I'll show you really quickly, and I make a page for the Espanol, which I put in beforehand, and then they are to type the English. And then what I do is I put 3 images down here. I'm going to show you how to do all this, but I'm just giving you the overview. 3 images down here. I describe the 3 images, and then as a class we circle which image matches the dictionary word. Okay, I do that for all 3 dictionary words. Now, if you do not have Seesaw Plus, you can't do the multiple pages. And I'll show you what that looks like when you're creating it. I highly recommend Seesaw Plus. I can't recommend it more. Seesaw Plus allows the multi-page. The multi-page is the big one because I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, so there's my dictionary pages that I do, and then I have my sample sentences. My sample sentences are right here, and I will show you. I use the exact same thing that she uses. She's got it here, but I put in a type here. They type it. There it is. All the things. Okay, so I'm going to go in and show you how I do that. Okay, so this is for establishing meaning. This is our first day right here. Okay, so what I do is I go into my assign activity, and I have lots of activities, and hopefully I can reuse these, but when I'm creating new ones, so like when I go into Somos Unit 2, I'll have to do this. So I hit Create New Activity. Okay, I'm going to call this Mi Diccionario, there it is, or Unit Sample, okay, whatever it is. Okay, then from there I go down to Add Template for Student Responses. Click that, and now you're going to notice this if you've used Seesaw before. You just go in and you can click any of it. It's just going to take you to the basic template. So here I am. If you notice over here, I can add pages. So for my dictionary, I usually have 3 vocabulary, so I have 3 pages. Now I could do that, but usually what I do is I duplicate. So I'm just going to do the first one. So what I do is I go over here to text, and it has, and then I put Español. There it is. I like to lock anything my kids are not going to actually interact with, because then we don't have the problem of them moving things around, deleting things accidentally. I know that never happens in your classroom. It happens in mine all the time. I'm like, I deleted that. What am I doing? I'm deleting. Okay, so then I go, take that out. Okay, English. So I put in English. There it is. So now I'm going to move it over here. Again, I'm going to lock it down because I don't want them to mess with it. Okay. Then I take 2 text messages. Oh yeah, I have to type in something. I'm going to put in my vocabulary. So let's just say the vocabulary is come. I don't know. You're going to put in what she has. So I'm just putting in right now as a placeholder. So you're going to take the 3 structures that she has, then put in Mi Diccionario, that dictionary page. Now you can use that if you want to, but I think this is more kid-friendly. But anyway, so come. I usually make this a different color because then it shows up better. All right. Then I take this and I duplicate it and I put it down here. And I type in my message, type here. And I actually make this a different style. Hope you know that you can do that. So go up here. This is just kind of like my own wanting to do this. Okay, so then I make it like this. Type this here. And then my kids learn how to figure out this. Okay, so now I've got this, right? It's ready to go. I'm going to lock this one down, but I'm not going to lock down this one because that's where they're going to type. Then I need some pictures, right? So the best place for pictures is Google Images, or Pixabay is the free one. So here is a Pixabay. I want eats. So I'm going to get my picture that I know I'm going to use, that I know I want them to do. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, wait. No, she's not eating. There. Perfect. She's eating watermelon. Okay. So then I click on it, download it, and it's going to show up down here. There it is. So now I go back to my Seesaw, and I take this and I drag it into my page. Just thinking about, there it is. Yay! Now I put it right there. I lock it down because I don't want them to mess with it and delete it accidentally. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, there it is. Crazy. And then I might put in something random. And as you do this, you can start to download ones that you see that you can easily figure out. Okay, so I might do one that I can talk about. Okay, look at this one. It's cute. It's a little boy, little girl. I can talk about that. Okay, so I download this one. This is not obviously come, but it's another picture that I can have. Okay, and as you go through like eating, you'll find ones that you're like, ooh, that'll be a good one for either this word or a good one to just put in that's, you know, a dummy word. Okay, so I go back to Seesaw. I put that one in, resize it, put it next to there, make it pretty, lock it down. There you go. Put another one. And then what you do is you hit over here, you hit duplicate page. You put in your other, you unlock this so that you can put in your new vocabulary word. Let's say that it's dice. You leave that and then you put one down here. Okay? you end up with 3 pages. They're your dictionary pages, and you've got pictures that you can talk about and that they can circle. Okay, this is what I do for Mi Diccionario. This is established meaning. Okay, then I click yes. I go back here. All right, so there they are, and you can add in instructions. Now, if you are doing this asynchronously, what I would do is I would go into this template. Okay, I would go in here and I would create a video. So what you can do is when I hit this video, it's going to restart recording. And I don't know if it's going to do this while I'm recording. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Hi, guys. Today we're going to do come, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to type it right here, blah, 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 and I'm going to circle. But you can't do this because this is a video. So you're going to go to page 2 where you're going to do this on your page. All right, I'm explaining it all. And look, I'm going to circle and blah, 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 blah. And you explain and you do the whole lesson for this one vocabulary word. And then you hit done. It is now a video. Yay! You lock it down so that they can't move it. You duplicate the page. So now they have this. This is the page they're actually going to do this on. Obviously, I would put back come. And they would do that page. So then you would end up with 6 pages. So the first page would be you, the lesson, with the exact same page that you've made a video over. And then you duplicate the page, and it's not the video. It's the actual content that they do it on. And so you end up with 6 pages. I hope that makes sense. All right. So now I'm ready. I'm going to click yes. Also with Seesaw Plus, you can schedule it, which is nice, so it doesn't come out. So you can backload your whole thing and do them all, and then schedule them up, so that they're not you're not having to wait to add them till the day of, because otherwise on the regular Seesaw you can't schedule. So then I hit assign. There's my class. I can hit schedule. I don't want them to see this until this time, this date. Assign immediately or on this specific date. Okay, it goes into Seesaw. Okay, that's the dictionary page. All right, the sample sentences are even easier. Oh my gosh, it's so easy. So basically, all you do is you go. Oh, that's not what I wanted. You go in to a PDF. Okay. All right, I'm going to use one of her dictionary pages from her, the original traditional Somos, because it is free, so you can go to download this for free. I'll put that link below. I'm going to download it because it's free, and then I'll show you what I do with her dictionary pages. Basically what you need to do is any PDF, Seesaw doesn't like PDFs, so you take any PDF and you change it into images, and this is not that hard. If it has a Google Slides, it's even easier, so I'm going to walk you through that. So basically what you want to do is turn her dictionary pages into PDFs or JPEGs into an image, because right now they're not an image. So I'm going to click on this PDF right here. So what I'm going to do is then there is a website, you can just go in and Google PDF to JPEG. So I'm going to choose a PDF file. This is going from her thing right here. Hit the slideshow, open. Okay. And then it's going to convert PDF to JPEG. So I just click that. And this is just taking her PDF. Now, if it's a PowerPoint, there's also a way to export it to images. If that seems too complicated, just do it this way. So basically, I just want images. You could do a screenshot. Whatever you need to do to make those PDFs or that images into a JPEG image. Now, let's see. It should be downloading now. Okay, as you can see, it's downloading. So I'm going to go back to the slideshow and figure out which ones do I need. So I don't need that. I don't need that. I need her sentences, which are usually up at the top. Okay, so I realize she doesn't have translating in this free column. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, stay with me, guys. Let's pretend that I have this, because when you buy the Flex, you get it. So established meaning, it becomes part of the slideshow. I now have these images. So I'm going to download this first image. Okay, let's pretend that this is in our pack with the with that. So you can see here where I did it. This is Este es un elefante. That's that one. Okay, so basically what I do is I hit, again, new activity, assign activity. And then I go in and say, like, I could usually call it comprendes. Unit 1 or 7 or whatever sample. Okay, again, go down to my template. I'm going to do a drawing because it doesn't really matter. I grab my slideshow image right here. Look, it shows up. Okay, then that's going to show up from her flex thing. Okay, and then you just go over here and text type here, and you're just going to put that under the Spanish where your kids are going to type in the English translation to her sample sentences. You put each one in down here, and then you click that. If you need to do this asynchronously, then just hit the record button, and then you can do it and do a recording on page 1. They do it on page 2. Do the recording for the next one on page 3. They do it on page 4, if that makes sense. You click yes, and then you go through assigning them or scheduling. Okay, so there is my established meeting. Sorry, that took a little while. So that was the first few days. So that was established meeting. I will get back to you when I kind of have Seesaw things for that. For my 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. I hope this helped. Please leave questions below if you didn't know how I did something or if you need help with Loom or anything else. Adios!